Greetings everyone, greetings. This is a short video I've decided to record because the number of people I'm working with on the one-to-one coaching are often asking that question about headache. And headaches are very uncomfortable and unpleasant things. I suffered from them many years until I discovered ways of not just curing them and removing them, but of preventing them. So that's what I want to share with you in that short video. It's to really help you be free from those very uncomfortable symptoms of headache. So a lot of headache is about congestion. I mean, it's like most of the problems we face in life are about congestion. And congestion happen at several levels inside us. It can be an energy congestion. It can be a blood congestion where the blood is not flowing properly, therefore not irrigating, and therefore not creating a sense of discomfort and malfunction inside. Because discomfort is usually a signal that something is not functioning as it should function. So discomfort doesn't come to disturb us, if you like, but discomfort comes as a messenger to tell us there is a malfunction somewhere in the body. So blood congestion is a major cause of headache because the brain is irrigated by so many tiny little rivers of blood, and when that gets congested, then the brain works at a much lesser efficiency, and we don't feel good about our head. Feels very heavy, feels very foggy, feels very dull. So congestion can be blood, congestion can be energy blocks inside the body because we don't move enough, we sit a lot. Congestion can be a congestion of emotion because we do accumulate a lot of emotion that we do not process. And now we know that emotion have a direct effect on the brain and therefore on the area of the head. Congestion can be thoughts, because if I'm thinking too much, if I'm thinking too fast for too long, then it creates a traffic jam of thought in our head that result in heaviness and headache. And congestion can also be about food. And for me, that was my the first way I cleared my headache. I used to have headaches. They will come and they will last for 3, 4, 5 hours and just couldn't do anything. And brain was blocked, so heavy. And one day I discovered it was the food. It was because I was eating, too big breakfast. And as a consequence of that, a lot of my energy was engaged not only into digesting the food, but there's also a very direct connection, now we know it, between the digesting system and the brain. So that's what we're going to explore briefly in this video. So the first thing about preventing or clearing headache is something extremely simple. It's about jumping. You get on your feet and you jump. So I don't need to demonstrate that. You know how to do it. You jump lightly. And in Chinese medicine, they say that jumping can cure all illness. And it's very wise because, yes, when you jump, all your organs are moving, your blood is flowing, your energy starts moving again, and things fall back into place, if you like. So it's a bit like, refreshing a page on the internet or resetting your computer or your phone. It's about the same thing. Things go back into place because energy gets blocked, organs get underfed of energy and blood because of posture, because we sit like this for 2 hours, and so it creates an energy block, a blood flow block. So when you jump, you move all of that, your heart goes back to its position, your liver goes back to its position, your brain is shaken, and it does a lot of good to your system. So this is the first thing. The second thing is something very similar. So we're going to look at some key areas to clear the headaches. One is the head, because headache is in the head. Another one is the area of the solar plexus and the stomach. And the third one is hands and feet. So with those three things, I at least, I hope it will do the same to you, but I'm clearing all my headaches and they don't come at all anymore, actually. It's a very long time I didn't have one. So on the same principle of shaking, then you can shake your head. And your brain is a bit like jelly, if you like. Sorry for the comparison, but it's a bit like a jelly. And it gets tense. When we think a lot, the brain, I don't know if you've noticed, but the brain tends to stick behind the forehead, like it wants to project out because it's very concerned, it's worried, it's active. So two things that are very important to do. One is to shake the head, and really you shake it like you should hear flock, flock, flock inside your head, which means the brain is becoming soft again, really like a jelly cake. And you can release your mouth. I won't do it in front of you because you look really ridiculous when you do that, but it's okay, it feels good. So you just shake your head and allow your brain to hit both sides of the skull and go flock, 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 flock until it becomes liquid. But then you're going to feel your brain settling again. All the tensions, all the intensity of thinking suddenly reduces and stops, and your brain falls back, usually at the back of the head. It slides back, if you like. So this is one first thing. And as a follow-up of that, there is a very good, all of that is from Chinese medicine. You make your two fists as little hammer, and you tap the back of your head. And you go from the area at the top of the shoulders, a lot of tension, neck, don't tap on the spine, but tap on each side of the spine. You've got two very long muscles here that are usually pretty tense. So you want to relax this because they are one of the major energy blocks between body and brain. The neck area is a very fine bridge, it's a channel between all the energy that is arising from the breath, the heart, the body, and the brain. It's a connector. So that part is extremely important. And in today's world, it's very tense. We text, we compute, all the tensions are going there. When you worry, you tense here also. And we worry a lot in today's world. So, two little fists as hammer, tap, tap, tap. You tap gently from the shoulders, the two muscles on the side of the neck, up to the back of the skull. And same thing, when you do this, you should hear your brain go flock, flock, flock. And you can go up, and you can go, and when you do this, you're going to feel some little, like little hands being disturbed. You're going to feel some little tick, 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 some little irritation, some little energy is moving. So follow them, like you're chasing, colony of ants. So you tap, and you can go up, and you follow where you want to go. And you may want to go at the top, and at the back again, and at the top again, and at the back again. Okay? Sorry, I'm talking in Hindi now. Good. When you do this, you feel those little tensions that are released. Sometimes they go in the ears. For me, usually after that, I do my ears. Because in the ears, we accumulate also a lot of tensions, and there are in your body 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of keyboards. If you type there, you access the whole system. One are the hands. You have inside your hands all the keys that are connecting with all the major organs and energy circuits in the body. The second are the feet, same thing. The sole of your feet are a keyboard. You can touch any point of your body when you massage them. One is the face, and one is the ears. So in the ear, you have again all the acupressure points that connect to every single organ and energy system, meridians, energy flows inside the body. So when you massage your ear, you take finger and an index, and you press on the here. Feels very good. And the head is at the bottom. The head is sitting here. So when you press that, you are activating the pressure points that are related with your head. This is why when children don't study well, we pull their ears. Not to punish them, it's to activate the brain, seriously. Okay? So this is the second thing. Tapping, follow the tapping, and if you want to do your ears because you feel little tensions there, then you do it. That's fine. Third one, you take your fingers like this, 2 or 3, you make them quite strong, and you do a good massage to the 2 muscles on each side of the spine, the 2 neck muscles, okay? And you can massage them like this with your finger, you press, or you can massage them with one hand, but I find it's much more effective with the finger. You really go, again from the top of the shoulders, through the neck, up to that point where the muscles of the neck are entering into the skull. So here you're going to find 2 points that usually when you have a headache are quite sour, are quite painful. So you take your thumbs and you press those points. You see where the muscle of the neck is connecting, joining the base of the skull. The skull goes like this and the muscle of the neck goes like this. So here you've got 2 points on each side, more or less, centimeter and a half on each side of the spine, and here you have 2 points that may be very sensitive and maybe even painful. So you press that and you spiral that. Okay? When you press, you activate the energy. When you spiral, you release the energy. So pressing, you are activating, you are pumping, and spiraling, you are dispersing. So if there is a congestion, when you spiral, you disperse it. But of course, you disperse more powerfully if you have some energy. So personally, I'm doing both. I'm pumping to get some energy going in that area, and then I'm dispersing. So that's another one. Here, when you press that, you may feel directly something pressing behind the forehead. So that's another one. Then the next step, what you can do, all those things, you can do it all or you can do only one of them. See the one that works for you. I'm giving you a kind of complete map of headache management. So then the face. So in the face you have a number of points also that are usually congested again and that you can work to release headache. So the first one are the temples. Temple, you have to go very soft because it's a very sensitive and soft part of the body. Take 2 fingers or your thumbs and you gently spiral them. Right? Like this. Then you have the area of the forehead that I'm using quite often. And here you make your finger fist again and you use that part, the heartbeat here. The joints, it's hard. And you rub. Right, left, right, left, right, left. You rub from the temple to the middle of the head. So you give it a good rub. Good. Then you take your fingers like this, like, combs, not tiger paws, combs, and you comb your head. Here you have all the energy meridians that are feeding the entire body. So it means any discomfort, block inside the body is going to reflect somewhere here. So when you do this, you release those energy meridians, you reactivate them, you reharmonize them, if you like you comb. You comb. And you press on the skull, which is a way of pressing on the skin and releasing all those tiny little blood vessels that are sitting between the skin and the bone of the skull. And there are quite a few of them. So when you do this, you release all of that, and again, you're going to feel a good relaxation in your head. It's very pleasant. It's a very pleasant exercise. Okay? Good. Next one. The next one is painful. The next one is sitting here. Here on the eyebrow, the edge of the bone, you have a number of acupressure points also that, from my experience, connect directly to the stomach. And a lot of headache is unprocessed food, like I was mentioning before. Unprocessed food is in the stomach, but it also affects that area. It generates a tension. Plus, staring at screen, that area becomes very, very tense. So on the edge of the bone, you're going to find a number of, you've got the edge of the bone like this, and you've got tiny little cavities. You feel it's going down a little bit, not much, maybe, third of a millimeter. So you find that and you press, or you can press the whole thing with your thumbs and identify the spots that are sour, that are painful, that are sensitive, okay? And when you find a sensitive spot, you press hard. And because this is how it works, sensitivity of acupressure points means they are blocked, right? And if they are blocked, you need to push energy into them and to disperse, to relax them. And you do that by pressing and spiraling, same, okay? So go along the edge of the eyebrow, and wherever you find sensitivity, you stay a bit there and you press. Here you are going to feel extremely uncomfortable because it's almost unbearable sometimes, but it does the work for clearing headache because it relaxes the face and it also acts directly on the stomach, as I will explore after that. Okay, so that's one. For me, I have one here. It's very often painful, so I do it. This. So you do them individually, and here also they are sensitive. So you do them individually, and really don't be afraid of pressing hard. It is uncomfortable, but it does the work. And then when you've done that, you take those two fingers like pinches, and you do like this, right? You press, you swipe, if you like, and you press hard on both. And the thumb is going a little bit inside the cavity of the eye, like it's separating the eye from the bone. So you're also working on your eyes at the same time, okay? Good. Then you can come back to your temple if you like, because you may feel it. And then you take your thumbs, and with that part of the thumb, you roll all around the eye hole, okay? On the bone, and you can rub a bit if you like. And when I do that, usually I end up rubbing each side of the nose, but that's another thing. This is face massage. It's not directly related with headache. Good, so that's another one. So usually with that you clear it, more or less, really. Now there is prevention, because it's better to prevent than to cure, right? So prevention, you've got let's look at the stomach also, sorry, in terms of curing. So stomach massage, if your headache is coming because there is some unprocessed food here, and here there's not just food, but there's also something that we call the solar plexus, which is a major nerve centers, which is the first place where we get all the shocks that we take through life. It's all going there first. And that place is also a distribution center of energy. Energy is coming from the lower belly. It's raising in the solar plexus like one channel, and here it spreads to all the vital organs and it feeds the entire trunk of the body. So the solar plexus is an extremely important part of our system, both energetically but also physically. It's extremely important. So a lot of headache are coming because the solar plexus is blocked by stress, and because the stomach is overloaded by food that it cannot process. So we've got two reasons of block here, and it manifests in a headache. Not always, but often. To me, it was doing like this. So to relax the solar plexus, there are several things to do, but I just want to share one with you now. To relax the solar plexus, you take your finger again, you make them a little bit hard, and you go inside them. Breathe out. Right? You gently massage it. And you go along the bottom of the ribs, of the rib cage. And here you're going to find it's very sensitive. So you go slow and you do a mix of push. You push your finger inside to massage it. You spiral them. And you can also soothe with the palm of your hand where you've got a good energy chakra here, a lot of warmth. So like this. But the pressing does the work. This is for soothing. Okay? Okay? So like this. Enter, and you can go quite deep. You relax, you do that on the breathe out. And if you're not on empty stomach, then you go really slow. And you follow feeling, follow sensation. If it's too sour, if it's too sensitive, you go slow. If it's okay, you can go deeper. If you're courageous, you press through the pain. When you press through the pain, you release it. Okay, so that's one more. And then we've got our hands and our feet, and here the principles are exactly the same. The head is the thumb. The acupressure point of the head are here. On each side of the thumb, here is your neck. So you rub that, and when you rub that again, you touch the points of the neck. Here the joints, just below the nail, and on each side of the nail. Right? You can see? I'll show you again. Right. Okay? So you do that on each hand. Rub the joints, and press below the nail and on each side of the nail. And you've got points for the head also at the extremity of each finger. And this is also valid for the toes. Exactly the same thing. Neck, in the toes you have exactly the same structure. Neck, joint where the energy is blocked, because your energy gets blocked in the joint. Everywhere you have a joint, you have the possibility of an energy block, if that joint is not fluid, which is the case for many of us. If they are not, we don't move enough. So you do this, and then you're going to feel, and you can press here also, the top, and you press hard. The top of you do the whole top of the tongue, no? Like this on the side, and then here, and follow the sensations, always. And wherever you feel tension, you follow on that, and you press where the tension is. That's the principle. We have a reflex to avoid pain, but here you're looking for it. And when you find it, you rejoice and you press harder. So that's the deal. In terms of prevention, and I will close with that, in terms of prevention, hands massage, feet massage are extraordinary things. They are very simple things to do. You harmonize, you nourish, if you like, your entire system when you do this. So hand massage, I'll do a separate video on this. But basically you rub, you massage everywhere. Everywhere you feel tension, you rub and spiral. Okay? I hope this video will be useful to you. I wish a world without headaches, because there's really headaches. And there are many causes, many good reasons to have headaches, unfortunately. So it's very important that all of us are empowered, like proper, ninja headache killers, to remove those things, and even not to create them, because the best way to manage stress is not to create stress. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this will be useful to you, and I wish you a life free of headaches. Thank you.